Hello there, it's Jen, and it is Friday, September 12th. Welcome. I'm here live to make you Stampin' Up card from start to finish, and I'm glad that you could join me. If this is your first time joining, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator over 20 years, and I go live every Friday making a card from start to finish. So if you're there with me, let me know. If you're catching the replay, let me know. And what I like to do first is I just like to bring up the card that I made last week. So I made this fun card. Beautiful card, I should say. And I did two versions here. And so what I like to do is do a draw for that card. And so anyone who commented, liked, or shared is automatically in my draw. Hello to Vila and hello to Nicole. How are you guys? So I'm just going to share my screen. Let's see here. Seems like every week I forget how to do this. Okay, and I do this with my team every week too. So here we go. Okay, so as long as you are Canadian and not a demonstrator, you are automatically in my draw. Here we go. All set up, ready to go. Thanks for your patience. Again, as long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator. Phyllis, I don't know what you are, so I will reach out to you and find out. But thank you for watching. Phyllis watched the replay last week, so there we go. Congratulations, possibly to Phyllis. Let's hope. Okay, so let's jump right back over here and right to the craft desk. Hello, Tanya. How are you? From Kentucky. Wow, what's it like in Kentucky right now? I'm in Kingston, Ontario, Canada, which is just across from, well, not just across, but close to Syracuse. And it's lovely. It's a beautiful fallish day here. So yeah, I am going to show you something super fun right now, and that is this. These are some templates, some snowflake dies. They are called Snowy Delights Decorative Masks, and I have the catalog right here. So if you don't have a catalog and you're Canadian and you want a catalog, let me know. They are right here on page 53. And so I've actually matched the stamp set Snowy Delights, which I didn't get. I just got the masks, and I'm going to show you how you can use them all on their own. Okay, so let me start by putting down a piece of basic white, and this is like a quarter sheet, just a little bit smaller than a quarter sheet. I've got two of them there. One is a backup, but we're just going to work with one. So I'm going to stick the one down. Make sure you guys can see that okay. And then on the templates, they're labeled. So I'm going to hold this up. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but there is a number 1 right there, right on top of my thumb. It's a number 1. So I'm going to lay this down. This doesn't feel strong. Oh, there, it's sticking now, like this. And what you're supposed to do is mark this notch. I'm hoping that you can see this notch right here. You can actually see where I've marked it before. And then you lay each template has that same notch and a number. So you go through in succession and just match the notches up each time, and then you'll match their image. I'm actually going to be a rebel and not use the notches, only because I'm going to use this in a couple different places, and I want to make sure that I can move it around. And I've done this a couple times, so I feel like I can be confident about this. We shall see if that's a mistake. Hello to Beth as well. And Tanya says, it is hot and sunny in Kentucky. The other thing you should know is I've never actually made this color combination before. I have another color combination, which I'm going to show you what's going to be beautiful after, but it's not the color combination that I made originally. So we're just hoping these colors are going to look good together. So I'm going to start with number 1, and I've got cloud cover. So with these brushes, I don't know if you can see me, I brushed it on here first. They're always quite dark when you first start. So I'm brushing it off a little bit on my top, and I'm holding the mask firmly down and brushing over it. If I need to get more, just gonna do the same technique. The harder you push, the more your image will show. So you can see here that I pushed a little harder down there. It's already beautiful, isn't it? So I'm going to grab this here. So this is why I need to be able to move this template around. I'm going to just hold that there. Whoops, and I just moved, so I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm going to do one more. So this is number 1, and this is cloud cover is the first color I'm starting with. So pretty already. So I'm going to put this aside. This you can just wipe with a baby wipe, or you can run it over to the sink. That works too. So now I'm going to grab mask number 2. And I can see it's number 2 right there. And I'm going to lay this over top. Now, hopefully you can see this on the camera. This one's almost identical in size. It just highlights a little bit. So I just need to find the center, and then I can get it lined up. Here, hold on a second. There we go. So you can see it's almost identical. So I'm going to close that one up. I'm going to move on to another brush. Now, if you were doing this on your own and you didn't have a bunch of brushes, you could just start with the lightest color, which is what I'm doing anyways, and then just add the ink slowly. I just moved that. You could brush off the brush on a wipe or something. Let me just get that lined up again. So like I said, these I found 1 and 2 are almost identical. So if you wanted to skip a step, you could probably skip one of them. So this is Balmy Blue, but I'll show you what it does after. It's kind of cool what it does. So there we go. There's Balmy Blue. So you can see it's just a little bit of a shadow, almost like a highlight, almost like a 3D effect is what it does. So it's kind of cool to add it. So Balmy Blue again. Over here. I didn't get that edge piece over there because it had moved on me, so I'm going to be sure and get it this time. Oops, I didn't dab that one off. So there'll be one spot that's a little darker, but that's okay. No 2 snowflakes look the same, right? Okay, so, and then the last one. I know this is a little bit long, but hopefully you can bear with me because it's worth it, the reveal in the end. Plus, we want to see if the colors I picked work out well. I just love that. I think it looks so 3D already. Hello, Cheryl. Okay, so I'm just going to move this one over to the side. Close up my Balmy Blue. Okay, so next I'm bringing in Azure Afternoon. I just like this blue because it's a nice bright blue. So we shall see if it was a good choice or not. So now the templates are getting a little smaller. So this is number 3. And I'm going to stick this right on here. And again, only because I've done this a few times do I know kind of what I'm looking to match up here. So there's sort of like an egg-like thing, and it matches in there. And then these 2 dots, I think you can see through the template, go into that little V thing there. So as long as I've got those all matched up, it's going to work. Okay, so I am going to dab that off a little bit and add that in. Make sure I get those dots all around the edges here. Check that out. Oh my goodness, I wish I could hold it up, but I want to keep that thing taped down. I will hold it up after and show you. It's already gorgeous. I'm happy with these colors. Okay, so now let me just get this one lined up. There we go. Lining up the centerpiece helps too. And then, like I said, those dots on the end. Okay, so do not move on me, template. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, another one. These it's just so fun. And the brushes, by the way, what I do with them is I try to keep, you know, one for blue, one for yellow, all that kind of stuff. But invariably, I don't have enough brushes. So what I do is just wash them out. So I rinse them under the sink. I usually put a little bit of Dawn on them, especially for one like this. It's really covered. If you wash it kind of with the water going down here, then the ink stays going down as opposed to going into the brush. And then I just let them sit on the counter overnight. So look at how gorgeous this is already. Hello, Linda, and hello, Paulette. Okay, so already it's beautiful, but we've got one more piece of detail to add on the top. And so I'm going to use my very stained brush because I used a dark color. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And I can't wait to show you my other one that I did too. This is number 4. So this one here is a little trickier, but the way I line up here is that there's 2 little hearts and they kind of go on either side of one of those little branches. And then the little dots kind of go out on the stems here. So once I have that there, so this is just a really small detail, but it's dark, so it really shows up well. Okay, do I have that all lined up? Hold on one second. I think that should go like that. There we go. And like I said, if you don't have a bunch of colors too, what you could do is just some lighter and some darker by pushing firmer. Look at that. Ooh, so pretty. Okay. And these masks will wash off lovely with, like I said, a baby wipe. Or you could just take it to the sink and rinse it and then just set it up to dry. Okay. Here we go. So this Misty Moonlight is dark, very pretty. Okay, you're gonna love it when I hold it up. Okay, one more. Let's line that up. Da, da, da. Okay. Okay, stunning. Okay, let me just pull out a baby wipe here because I want to wipe off my surface so that I don't accidentally move my card in there. Now it's all nice and stuck on there. There we go. Look at that. And let me wipe while I'm talking so I can let it dry a few minutes. So look how beautiful it is. It's really 3D looking. Absolutely stunning. Now, one of the things I didn't do was I didn't pull coordinating papers because I wasn't sure how this was going to look. I wasn't sure what color was going to jump out at me. So right now when I'm looking at this, it's the Azure Afternoon that is jumping out at me. That's this one. So let's also look at, Misty Moonlight. That was my third. I've got tape on there. So that was my third one. I don't think that's jumping out as much. I do think Cloud Cover is also kind of there because of the background. Oh, that's pretty too. Oh my goodness. And of course there's Balmy, which is what we started with. So that could be a color too. So tell me what you think, people. Do you have any thoughts? So we've got, this is the order that I did the colors in. I did Cloud Cover, then Balmy. Okay, I'll put them like this. Cloud Cover, then Balmy, then Azure Afternoon, then Misty Moonlight. This is like a craft along. So what two colors should I pick? So I'm thinking a card base and a accent piece. What do you think? Very nice color combo. Cheryl says she loves my choice of colors. Okay, talk amongst yourselves while I grab a drink of water, and then we're going to decide what to put there. There we go. I needed that water. I should say that I'm going to use the same ephemera that I used last week. So last week, remember, I did these cards and I put on here these ephemera packs. So this is gold. And so I'm going to put the gold on there again. And I'll show you a couple cards done with that. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference to what you think we should accent it with. I think I like that Marion Bright down there. It's quite, oh, this is actually already out. 'Tis the season. I don't know. I'm waiting for you guys to decide for me. Of course, Joy is very pretty too. Joy. Actually, the Joy is very sweet. There's a bigger Joy, which I'll show you. And actually, here's a bigger. There's so many of these die cuts, I can't believe. Oh, Marion Bright, that's pretty too. Maybe I'll use that one. Okay, so let me put these over here. And I'll see what you guys are saying. And I think I need a gold ribbon too. Let's see here. I like Azure Afternoon and the gray one. So that's the Cloud Cover. The two blues. Bright Blue and the Azure. Okay, so Azure Afternoon is definitely getting the love. And the two on the left. So that would have been those two. And okay, so and the first one. Okay, so that's a couple for Cloud Cover. So let's do those two. Ta-da! You know what? No matter what you put with it, it would still look great, I think, because it would bring through all those colors. So now I'm going to cut this. I'm going to make my base the lighter color. So I'm going to cut that in half. So in case you've never done that before, this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we cut it up 5.5 to give us two perfect card bases. And then we fold it. I'm going to put one of them away. And then to make the quarter sheet, I go 5 1/4, so it's a 1/4 inch smaller. I'm actually going to go a little bit taller with this one. So that's the 5 1/4 mark. I'm going to go over 2 ticks. So it's going to make it a bigger mat. And then normally that would be 4, but I'm going to go over 2 ticks just to make it slightly bigger. Okay, I'll show you why in a second. Let's fold this in half. This is Cloud Cover, and it definitely looks gray next to those blues, doesn't it? It's one of those colors that, depending on what it's with, it will look different ways. So that's going to fit on there. It's going to be a very tight border because this is exactly 5 1/4 by 4. So also a nice tight border. So this is a perfect example of where you should probably use a liquid glue. But those of you who know me know that I'm really quite a mess with liquid glue. So I'm going to take my chances and use my double-sided tape here. Just make sure I get it lined up. I'm hovering over here trying to get it lined up. Oh, not quite, not quite. Good thing I didn't smush it down. So liquid glue just gives you a little bit of wiggle room, which you don't have once you've pressed this into place. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Cheryl, we're actually using your color combo. Now I can decide which way I want this piece. I think like that. Okay. I already got that tape on there. That's why it's catching a bit. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. And you can see how quickly I actually made that. So if you were doing like a bunch of these, you would like do all the, you know, one color, then the next color, then the next color. So pretty. Okay, so let's add on some finishing touches here. We've got our Miriam Bright, and I've got some gold ribbon. And I have these gems here, which I should have probably told you about. On my other sample, I used the gold, but I think I'm going to use the blue here because we have blue in it. So let's use the blue. That'll bring through that color too. So I'm just taking my Take a Pick tool and I'm just taking the spatula end here, just because I find it's a little easier to slide that off. I'm going to stick that blue there and that one there. And this is just a little tiny spot. So we're just going to put a little one there, just a little bit of bling in the middle. Can you see that? So pretty. Okay, and then we're going to do, let's do a little zippity doo-dah here. So that's that way. I'm going to do, oh yeah, I forgot. These, in case you didn't see it last week, these have a backing on them. These ephemera packs. So it's like a sturdy cardstock and it's sticky. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's, I'm just putting this down so this is straight. So I know which way is straight because I want to do one of these kind of a things like this. And so great, I don't have to put tape down on it like that. I'll move my fingers in a second so you can see what I'm doing. So sort of like a little Z kind of thingy. Okay, and I'll get my scissors out. It's going to be something like that. So pretty. Okay, so let me grab, I'm going to put dimensionals on here. The glue on there will hold that down, and then this will just help. Plus then I'll pop the whole thing up. And I can't wait to show you my other one too. I don't think that there's probably any wrong colors you could do with this, as long as they're sort of matching. I will put a post up about this too, but just a reminder, these are the colors that I used. Cloud Cover, Balmy Blue, Azure Afternoon, and Misty Moonlight. And those are the order that I use them in too. From biggest to smallest. I don't know why I'm pulling that off camera to do that. That's funny. Okay, so we'll do that. Oh, the shimmer is so pretty. Okay, so check it out. Da, da, da. What do you think? That snowflake is so pretty. I know, I love it too. It's gorgeous and it's so easy to do with those dies. Did I show you? I did show you the catalog. Oh, I did. I'm going to show it my other one in a second too. This is where the Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack is. It's $11.75 and you get 6 sheets and there's like 20 some odd on each sheet. So there's lots of stuff. That's page 15 of this mini catalog. If you don't have it and you don't have a demonstrator, let me know. I can help you with that. Same with these dies here, Snowy Delights, page 53. Okay, so let me show you my other one. So here is one that I did, and it's using Petunia Pop, Bubble Bath, Balmy Blue, and let me think what the other color is. Petunia Pop, Bubble Bath, and Fresh Fuchsia. So, and then the gold. So there's this one, and I've added some blue, Balmy Blue ribbon here with the gold detail. I've actually added Wink of Stella as well, which may or may not show up on the camera. Hopefully you can see the glitter, but in person it is so pretty and glittery. So I did that, And here is the Miriam Bright version with a little bit of that blue ribbon. And here is the big joy from that package as well. Plus I added from Our Home to Yours and that blue ribbon as well. And lots of Winkostilla on this one. Tell me if the camera's picking that up or not, because it's got kind of a gold glitter to it, so it's very pretty. So there you go. There's a bunch of cards made with that, and there's the blue one. Actually, I'm really loving the blue. As much as I love purples and pinks, the blue is stunning. So pretty. Anyways, Tanya says, gorgeous. That's a card I'd love to receive. Well, Villa, your name's now in the draw, so how do you like that? Yeah, it's so pretty and really quite fast to make and yet beautiful. So, and you could again do any color that you want. I'm trying to think, did I? Oh, yes, I have here. I can find it. Yes. Let me see. Okay, so my 12 weeks of Christmas emails will start soon because, believe it or not, it's getting close to the 12 weeks before Christmas. I think it's beginning of October maybe that it starts. And so in that 12 weeks of Christmas, all you have to do is sign up for my newsletter. Let me just throw that banner on there so that you've got that. Go to my website, stampwithjen2ns.com, and you can get signed up for my newsletter. And then for the first 7 or so weeks, I do cards, different Christmas cards. And then I do things that you could gift. So, you know, packaging for gifting, or, you know, a package of note cards or something you could make that you could gift. And then I do tags and all that kind of stuff. So here is a set of tags. This is a sneak peek, just so you know, sneak peek of a project that's coming, because I've got this all ready for my 12 weeks of Christmas. But here is, let me just pop my face off here so you can see this better. Some tags that I made with that. How pretty is that? Using cloud cover and secret sea. And I believe I did white in the background of one of them. So pretty. Oh, so pretty. So that was a sneak peek of an upcoming project. Okay, let me see what else you guys are saying. Oh my gosh, as a recipient of Christmas cards, well, you know what? You just got to put it out there in the universe, and you just never know what happens. I mean, there's been times when somebody has won 2 weeks in a row. So, you know, hey, blue is my favorite. Paulette says, I'm so glad, Paulette, because I literally had not made a sample of that. I thought, I'm going to just try this and see how it looks. But the colors are all so beautiful together. I'm thinking even like a, oh gosh, like a green blue would be pretty too. And of course, like an all purple. This is blue and purple, but an all purple would be pretty too. Nicole says, lovely tags. Linda says, such a pretty card. Cheryl says, yes, it's so pretty. Well, thank you guys for your help figuring out what to do. And do watch my blog, because I will put those things on my blog eventually. And what time is it? 3:24. Oh, I was fast. I thought I was going to be slow because I thought I was going to take so much time, but really those dies don't take that long to do at all, do they? Okay, guys, well, that's what I've got for you today, and I thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend doing whatever it is you are doing in this lovely start to fall. I know it's not quite fall yet. I guess it's next week, isn't it? That fall happens. Oh no, we got another week and a bit before actual fall. But it felt so beautiful out there this morning, having a walk with the dog. It was lovely, lovely weather, not too hot. I love this kind of weather. Anyways, thanks for listening to me ramble on. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you again next Friday. Take care, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye now.